a man takes a wife and marries her, and it happens that she finds no favor in his eyes because he has found some indecency in her, he writes her a certificate of divorce and sends her away from his house. Now, what the certificate did is it protected the woman. It was a signal and a sign that he could not come back and reclaim her. And in this certificate of divorce was a statement that she was now free to remarry. And the controversy over this one Old Testament passage centers around the word indecency. What does it mean? And there was kind of a debate among the rabbinical groups at that particular time as to what the word indecency meant. All of the rabbis said, sure, it includes sexual immorality, but some rabbis said it included other incidental things and causes as well. And they said, let's go see what Jesus has to say. He's a pretty popular guy. He calls himself a rabbi. We'll see where he stands on that particular matter. And so they go to him, and they says, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause? And Jesus, in answering the question, he goes right on back to Genesis chapter 3, really. He says, for this cause, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. They will become one flesh. He goes right on very back to the beginning. It says, the main idea here, you're missing the point, is that marriage is designed to be permanent. You know, it's designed to be real. And then it says, well, why in the world did Moses command him to give a certificate of divorce? And Jesus says, well, Moses didn't command it be given. He allowed it because of the hardness of your hearts. But at the very beginning, it was designed not to be this way. It was designed to be permanent. Jesus then goes on and says, whoever, divorces his wife and marries another, commits immorality, is guilty of adultery. Now, whoever leaves his wife and marries another, except for the cause of immorality, commits adultery. Now, because Jesus says adultery only in this particular context, some have thought that he's talking about the whole thing. In other words, he's ignoring the law of what it says in Exodus chapter 21, verses 10 and 11. And that's not the point. It's simply, what do you think the term indecency is in Deuteronomy chapter 24? Jesus certainly would have agreed that with the positions of divorce being possible on the basis of abandonment and abuse. Jesus did not come to abolish the law. He came to fulfill the law. Marriage, a marriage vow, includes the idea of sexual fidelity, marital faithfulness in that area, as well as physical support and loving affection. In other words, when vows are broken, any of these vows are broken, we're talking about infidelity, we're talking about provision, we're talking about affection here. So there were three grounds: abandonment, abuse, as well as sexual infidelity. And abandonment would be an extreme form of breaking the vow to provide. Abuse would be an extreme form of breaking the vow to love. And you look at all of these three passages together, and this is what governed divorce in the Old Testament. Jesus certainly would have agreed that with the positions of divorce being possible on the basis of abandonment and abuse. Jesus did not come to abolish the law. He came to fulfill the law. And, that's what was going on there. And confusion over this area has caused a great deal of tragedy in American homes and really all throughout the world, even to this day. There's a lot of people that have said, if your husband beats you up, if he smacks around the kids, if he is just a lame duck guy and doesn't really fulfill his responsibilities, then you've got to stay with him. But if he has a one-night stand, then you can divorce the guy. And my understanding of the scriptures is not that at all. I couldn't be in more disagreement. You know, if a wife finds herself in an abusive situation, she needs to get out. You know, Scripture doesn't command that if the failure to abandon, the failure to love, if that is not taking place in a home, it doesn't mean that you have to stay together with that individual, with a lame duck, cowardly madman. It doesn't mean that at all. That's not biblical, it's not loving, it's not wise, and I don't really even think it's what Jesus is talking about here. And the earlier church understood this.
If you like this message and you'd like to see the full sermon, you can find it on our Vimeo channel. Link is in the description. A Ministry to Men is an online ministry of Influencers West. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or go to our website to sign up for our weekly podcast. If you'd like to see more M2M short videos like this, click on any of the video thumbnails to see more. And to be notified when a new M2M video is up, why not subscribe? We upload new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.